3, 2, 1.
Let's get ready for EJ Boxing Live.
Replay. Run that again.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and let's get ready for EJ Boxing Live.
Give me a round of applause. Okay. So I've just got done watching young Pharaoh Ali interviewing Nicholas the Terror Asbury, and the most shocking things I've never heard before. And boy, I've got the interview with Nicholas Asbury right now. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna call Nicholas Asbury, and we're gonna get him on, and we're gonna give his takes. We're gonna call him right now. See what he has to say, because obviously the stuff is just, boy. If you ain't seen it, go check out young Pharaoh Ali's interview with Asbury, and the man's coming in now. So obviously from the UK, I'm gonna ask some questions where I feel it's gonna be fair and unbiased, and listen to the man himself. If you don't know, now you know. Call him right now. Nicholas.
Hello.
How you doing, man? How you doing? You right?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, this is EJ Boxing Live. We're here with Nicholas the Terror Asbury. How you doing, my man?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. We're live right now, so we've got the UK fans listening, and obviously guys from over the States. I've just listened to your interview with young Pharaoh Ali, and a very insightful interview. And I'm just obviously, like, right now, obviously, like you said, you want to share your story and what happened. And most people want to listen before we start. People, bear in mind, have an open ear and be ready to listen, and no conspiracy theories. Now, I know about boxers, especially boxers, and it's about the protection of the bottle. So before Nicholas starts, bear in mind, over open eyes, open ears to listen to. So Nicholas, so tell us firstly from the start, like, in fact, give us your background so people can get a background to see how kind of honest you are, right? How did you get into boxing?
I got into boxing because I was a troubled youth. I came from some bad beginnings in my life, and just due to like circumstances of like police trying to mess with me, some racism tactics, and like other things that led to my life. But I basically turned my life around by joining boxing, and it taught me some discipline, and I would be a good person. So give it all to that.
100%. So you boxing? So you fight out in Chicago?
Yes, out of Chicago.
Yeah.
City Boxing Gym, Montel Griffin's gym, the guy who fought Roy Jones twice.
Yeah, beat Tony time. I've actually talked to Montel. Actually, I was talking to him about 3 years ago, talking to him how with the the Roy Jones thing, where actually when he came out, he didn't get warmed up, and also felt it was a master game plan. I think Eddie Funch was his trainer at the time, and a beautiful game plan he did. He obviously beat Roy Jones, then went on to beat James Toney twice as well. So he's a great tactician. So obviously coming from that background, obviously hard work in Chicago, the Windy City, they got some good fighters. So that's more or less your back. Do you have amateur boxing? Do you have any amateur boxing as well?
Yeah, I do. I was actually really my record was 56-6 as an amateur. I won Chicago Golden Gloves. I was in the finals for 2 years. I won in 2013. I won the Ringside World Tournament, the title tournament in Memphis, and I was Olympic hopeful. I fought Dominic Brazile and lost and turned pro.
Absolutely. So you can see from the background, obviously, you're an honest guy, work hard at your craft, and everything you got, you deserved. So tell us how did you get in contact to get into the Tyson Fury camp? I believe who was Tyson Fury getting ready for at that point?
He was getting ready for Klitschko.
All right, let's start from there. You get the phone call from whoever. You start from there. Go ahead.
Yeah, so by the time I'm homeless and I'm talking stuff with just based off of trust with a new manager and a new coach inside of an office. I'm basically talking about like where I'm going to go in my boxing career because I've been done so dirty by all these guys. And then we get a call from a trainer at a gym who has a connection, who knows a guy who's trying to look for people to spar Tyson Fury. And so he calls us and then gives us some guys' contact information who like Adam Harris and some guys from Hennessy Sports that Tyson Fury used to be in cahoots with.
Yeah.
And so we got their information, and then they sent us an itinerary and a contract, and we signed the contract to go over to spar Tyson Fury for the Klitschko fight because I sparred Brian Jennings, and Brian Jennings was supposed to get knocked out for the Klitschko fight. And if you ever watched the fight between Anthony Joshua and Klitschko, the commentators give mention that Klitschko never landed a right hand versus Brian Jennings or Tyson Fury. So, I speak up for that. And yeah, basically got into the camp, was there for 3 months because the fight kept on getting postponed. So.
And so during that time getting ready, so tell us about the controversy. What happened?
So there was no controversy in the camp for Klitschko.
Okay, sorry.
There's just like
go.
There's just dirty sparring tactics. Like Tyson would hit people behind the head. Huey Fury would try to pull on people's arms, via Samuel Peters' dislocated arm. I'm not surprised because Huey Fury likes to tug on people's arms and clinches and punch behind the back and behind the head also. So.
Oh yeah, because I watched the fight. I actually talked to what's his name? Is it Kofi Van Short? Yeah, Kofi Van Short. Kofi Van Short, the trainer, and he was saying that he was doing well, and he pulled out thingy Samuel Peters' arm and that. So they do them sort of tactics to get advantage, right? That's what you're saying.
The gypsy tactics, bare knuckle tactics. If you study bare knuckle fighting as much as if you're a pure fighting fan, study bare knuckle boxing too, and learn some dirty techniques from bare knuckle boxing and see if they transcend from the gypsies that are professional fighters. Yes.
And then there's the Eddie Cotton, what young Pharaoh was talking about, the Eddie Cotton fight. Eddie Cotton fight, if people don't know, he was in the referee for Tyson and Lewis, their fight. He's a big, tall referee. I remember that fight, and I actually talked to Steve Cullum going into fight here, world-class pedigree. More people underestimate. And I said, no, it'll be a good fight. And he actually knocked Tyson Fury down. But then after that, Tyson Fury was using his elbow, headbutt, and doing everything what he can to gain an advantage. He basically just big manned him and walked him down. But it was a lot of fouling and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, he definitely likes to. If he finds out that his superior boxing skill, his power can't keep you off of him, obviously. So if his superior boxing skills aren't working, he's going to try to tire you out. They didn't really throw body shots to the tall guy because that would be a risk, changing levels like that. So they try to get over the top of you and try to maul you down and try to put their weight on you and try to just rough you up.
Wow. So you know what? Something you mentioned, very interesting about Klitschko, to change it briefly. Klitschko, most of the guys he fought over that decade of fighting, he brought them into the sparring camp, which I obviously know that Wilder went there, Anthony Joshua went there, Dillian White went there, and then he builds them up and fights them. I mean, why didn't anyone even pick up on that? And how do you regard Klitschko in terms of the bigger schemes of one of the greatest heavyweights, in your opinion?
Klitschko has a excellent jab. I haven't heard of him having any PED like allegations or anything like that, but I heard he's been like, I saw versus Fury, he tried to make do little intangible stuff. It's not that dirty, but it'll help him out in the fight, like putting extra cushion in the padding. Like if Tyson Fury complains about extra padding in the ring and talk about trying to get people to overlook the mistakes that he makes now, it's kind of complex to me. But but Klitschko likes to have people come to his camp so he can spar and observe them. Because if you're in their camp, if you're in somebody else's camp, they're in complete control of what's going on and how your style and what type of style you're fighting, because that's what they're asking and that's what they're paying you to do. So Klitschko goes there and goes to a high-tech facility, gets all the heavyweights. There's not that much big guys because big guys want to play basketball, football, or like some other big man sport. They don't really want to fight. So he takes all the big guys and has them in a training camp and be able to observe them, watch them train and spar with them, collect some data, information. And then he ends up fighting these guys and he builds them up like Alex Leopi. Like people don't know who these people are because they get built up because Klitschko's probably the one paying their promoter to build them up.
Wow. So Anthony Joshua, you made a mistake with Anthony Joshua then?
Yeah. Anthony Joshua is like he's a younger, faster, stronger puncher. He puts them together better, and just with his style alone, he's more athletic than Klitschko is. Like more explosive. That Nigerian explosion and that Nigerian strength is unworthy. It's not matched to Klitschko. And Anthony Joshua actually knew about this whole situation also. So
wow. All right. So we've touched on the Klitschko thing. So let's touch on Tyson Fury. With you, where you found out. And let's talk about how what did they promise to you and what you actually received on entering the camp. Let's talk about that.
Okay. I was promised a weekly pay plus daily gratuity plus food and housing. When I got there, I didn't get no gratuity. I got picked up. I didn't get any food. They kept me there. I sent a grocery list. We never got our groceries. I didn't get my groceries until the day before I left. And I was there for like a week and a half. And the day before I left, that's when we finally got our groceries. So everything I had was paying out of pocket for everything, out of pocket for toiletries, out of pocket for everything. And they said they were going to recompensate my money, just me spending my own money in general. And let me mind you, I was homeless at the time. So like I really needed the money at the time because I was just traveling around and going to sparring training camps and sparring people.
So how much money did they offer you? And what about the hotel you went to? Well, actually, before we start, where was the hotel? Where was the training camp? What area?
It was a B&B in Hollywood. It was right down the street from what's that place called? That cheeseburger place everybody goes crazy over in America. In-N-Out. It was right down the street from In-N-Out in Hollywood, the main In-N-Out in Hollywood. So.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So like how much? All right. Maybe don't talk about how much money, but you didn't receive the money. So let's talk about the actual sparring. What actually happened in the sparring? You got the. Go ahead.
The sparring was easy work. I want them to release the sparring footage. I mean, the first time I went to England to spar with Tyson Fury, he gave me so many problems because I never seen them like that before. Like the first time he fight Fury, he's awkward. He throws a lot of head feints, foot feints, a lot of breathing feints, talking feints. He does feints in every single type of way. And he never stops moving, so that was hard for me to deal with when I first got there. But some days I'd give him the best because he was when I was in a Klitschko camp, they were putting makeup on his face to cover up his black eyes because we were fucking him up. And then after
what'd you say? What you say? Klitschko camp? He was putting makeup. What makeup? What women?
Yeah. Like during Klitschko's camp, they were putting makeup on Tyson Fury's face because we were giving him black ass eyes. Because we were fucking up his face.
Women's makeup to what? What?
Yeah. Women's makeup cover up. They put cover up on Tyson Fury's eye to cover up his black eye.
Good gosh! But go on anyway.
Yeah. Because let me tell you, because he was overweight. The same story he hits everybody with every time, like he's hitting America with. I was overweight, mentally depressed, and all that stuff. That stuff doesn't exist because before every camp, he's overweight, almost like 400 pounds every single camp. So he's just using that story before every camp. So it doesn't work. It doesn't work if people do their homework. Good. But they offered me money, didn't pay me nothing. So
yeah, no. So you were saying about in the training camp now. Let's talk about the style, your style, and when you was giving them, you was giving them that work in the sparring. Let's talk about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the first time we went there and sparred, went to Freddie Roach's gym, went downstairs to the basement. They put all the gloves and stuff on me. Took extra time me putting Vaseline on my gloves, like extra precautious time. His brother was so precautious, taking care of my seeing where my gloves are at, and it was just weird how precautious they were. I took it never mind because I had to step in the ring to perform. To perform at an elite level, you can't be distracted by any outside sources. And so we go inside the ring and spar. I'm throwing hella feints. I'm throwing more feints at Tyson. I'm first. Tyson's second. Basically, Tyson's not leading the dance because I'm not letting him feint first. If Tyson's feint first and I'm reacting to it, then he's leading the dance. I didn't let him do that, and I didn't let him get a first step on me. Every time I had the first step and I would lead first, and you have to put Tyson off balance. So it's going to take 3 moves to put him off balance or against the ropes because he takes to take a backward step, pull his head back, and then dip down and change levels for that fight. For the first Wilder fight, he was changing levels to throw overhand punch because Wilder throws overhand punches. If you change levels, the overhand punches go over in the higher level while you're at the bottom level. And so he was doing that. And then so I checkmated him out of a couple moves and hit him with 3 moves. And then I threw a 1-2-3, the same 1-2-3 that Wilder threw. The third punch landed, and he hit him, and he tried to grab the ropes and stand up. And then he tried to escape off the ropes, pull himself up and escape off the ropes. He pulled out, and I had him looking at my left hand because I feinted a jab, and I threw a long around the side left hook because he was escaping out to his left side. That's my right hand, and he got caught with a right hook. And that was the end of sparring. And then they said, we're not sparring the next day because I fucked Tyson up. So we weren't sparring the next day. And then he calls everybody inside the house, Lawrence Okolie, Brian Phillips, and Coach Barry. He contacts all of them inside the house and says, ask if Nick's ready for sparring. And the second day, we go to sparring. He tries to scare a bunch of scare tactics because we weren't supposed to spar. They texted us that morning, said, oh, yeah, we're sparring in the morning. Don't text me and say we're sparring. I'm professional. And then we go to the place to go spar, and then Freddie Roach is in my corner this time. The first time, nobody was in my corner because Tyson Fury didn't allow coaches. The second time, Freddie Roach is in my corner giving me some horrible ass advice on how to spar Tyson. But then I felt Tyson hit me in the body and in the head, but I didn't. The power felt the same, but I felt like a hard point, like a bone point, like a hard point. He has the same type of amount of force, but the thing hitting me was different. It's because I was able to feel the actual knuckle of the punch. And then I get out the ring, and then the camera crew's all there from Showtime or whoever was the camera crew for the Deontay Wilder first fight was all there. And I was like feeling my ribs. I was like, damn. And his brother's like, did you crack his ribs? I was like, no, he didn't crack my ribs. But my ribs feel weird. And my head felt like there was like a needle, like a pin in it or something. Like somebody just kept on like putting their palm of their hand on my head and just keep on putting pressure and pressure. And then I went on the bike and stopped, and I took a shower. I laid down in the shower because I was in pain because he hit me in the body. Like, it wasn't hard punching power. I've been hit by Andre Fedorov, who won the Boxino tournament. That's a real puncher, but I got hit by Tyson Fury, who's not a real puncher, and I was over in England sparring him in his prime, physical prime, without losing or gaining weight. The punching power was still the same, but I felt the knuckle behind the glove, and then I said something, and then the day after we started training, the day after that sparring session, we went to go train at the gym because they called training off for like 2 or 3 days because they saw me, how I was acting. And then they called training off. And then, another fact that I pointed out was that he was sparring another fighter who kept on keeping his torso in the air every time Tyson Fury would throw fire at him and keep his head straight up in the air and lean back. And Tyson Fury was telling him, like, when we spar and you put your head back in the air, he's like, you're so good that. And Tyson looked like he was about to kill this man. And then, but yeah, basically, they text everybody in the house. We go meet, have that sparring session. After the sparring session, we go and train, and then I go in the back and find his gloves. I'm like, Lawrence Okolie's there, Brian Phillips is there, and Coach Barry's there. I pull out Tyson Fury's gloves because Tyson's like, I'll put our sparring gloves, I'll put our gear together. And I was like, oh, okay, never thought anything of it. So he put them all in one room, that little room that I was in where I recorded the video. And then I pulled them out, felt his gloves. I was like, what the fuck? Like, padding was falling out of his gloves. And then we started checking all the other gloves in the room, like Isaac Lowe's gloves. Isaac Lowe was sparring people with 10-ounce gloves and shit. Like, that's not supposed to happen. He's sparring lighter guys with 10-ounce with smaller gloves. And then I go find those new egg hand weights. Those new egg hand weights. I found the new egg hand weights inside of one of the pair of gloves, and it felt like they were like, I don't know, and then they were in the tip of a glove, so I don't know if Tyson like put his, because people are saying like, oh, Tyson's putting his hand inside the glove, but his wrist part, but the other side he's hitting people with, so I don't know if he's like pinning the egg weight inside the glove to smack people with or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. But we took the gloves and Patty followed the gloves, told the whole camp, and they admitted to it, said they were going to compensate me. Shit didn't happen.
Boy, this is some serious stuff. So let's go back to, because you said something about the Vaseline. I don't think people get that one. It might go over people who don't know about boxing. His camp was putting Vaseline on your gloves to make it so it wouldn't mark him up, wouldn't mark his face. That's what they were doing, right? Or tampering with your.
They gave me,
go ahead.
They gave me some huge gloves. They gave me the same brand gloves that he used for this fight, but he used Everlast Power Lock gloves to spar me. And Tyson Fury in the first 6 seconds of the Christian Hammer fight got caught with a detached thumb from his left glove. It's always his left glove. All right, if it barks and wags its tail, damn near might be a dog. Okay, like these indications are pointing towards this man is a cheater. And then yeah, but what was the question again? I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Like, I really kind of think. So let's talk about, because I remember you talked to Young Ferry. You said there was no coaches, because there was no coaches allowed in the training camp. Let's talk about that. Tell us about that. Go on.
That's totally weird. I've been in training camps, professional training camps, elite level training camps, and I've never been in a training camp where they say you can't have your head coach there. I've never been in a training camp where they said that. The only person who had their coach there was Lawrence Okolie. And Lawrence Okolie told me that Anthony Joshua was his supposed manager. And so Anthony Joshua, he said he called Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua never knew about it. So
what?
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if Lawrence Okolie has Anthony Joshua as his manager, but that's what he said.
Yeah, Lawrence Okolie, he's managed by he's managed by Anthony Joshua. Yeah, he is. So you say Anthony Joshua knew about the tainted gloves?
Yeah, if Lawrence Okolie called him. He called him when I was right there. So Anthony Joshua should know. And on top of that, he was sparring Lawrence Okolie with these gloves. I don't know what side of the gloves he was hitting him with, but Lawrence Okolie's a cruiserweight, but so is Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury's also a cruiserweight too, first getting cruiserweight. So I don't know if they had a plan to like injure him in camp because he's a cruiserweight or whatever. I don't know.
So this is some serious stuff there, man. So
some serious shit. And Tyson went on record twice and said he called me a bum. But then in another interview he did with the same dude, he called me like one of the next up and coming rising heavyweights. And Yeah, he's just out here lying to people.
Good gosh. So let's talk about how this affect the Wilder thing. So you see the flipping of the glove, right? A lot of young Pharaoh and people brought up how did that help Tyson Fury, the loosen of glove? Because a lot of people kind of dismissing that. Let's talk about that.
I necessarily don't think it had to help him with punching power. He had to put something in his glove for it to, because with the way the padding was put on his glove when we found the egg weight, I'm pretty sure he put something in the tip of his glove because it was hitting with the heart. Like I felt his knuckle when he punched, but it could have been the egg weight in his hand or the egg weight like pinned up to the tip of the point of the glove where your fingertips are supposed to be. And that's why it's not like a complete loose paper bag. That's why it still has some hardness to it. And it's able to recoil back to the starting position because it might have something hard in it.
Wait. Yeah. Now you mentioned young Pharaoh now, so the inside the glove now, because I mentioned this as well. I've never seen a guy. We're talking about Wilder where his ear bleed. So you're saying that young Pharaoh pointed out that the knuckles might hit Wilder's where the swelling was all there, and that's why his ear exploded. Talk on that.
Yeah, Tyson Fury also likes to use open hand, which is illegal. Open hand to stop fighters from coming in. Yeah. And if your hand's halfway inside of a glove and you're using stop fighters coming in with the lace glove, you're able to stick your finger through the lace and probably stick your finger in somebody's ear and probably try to rip up the inside. Try to rake his like Otto Wallen tried to rake Tyson Fury's face. He probably tried to rake Deontay Wilder's ear. And if you look at Miguel Cotto, as I said, and Wilder, their faces are not too far off from like the inside bruising, like the inside bleeding of their face. It looks like they're bleeding from the inside of their face.
Good gosh.
Like hemorrhaging from the inside.
This is
so like yeah, those bruises are not made by somebody who's supposedly some gang. They're not even a puncher. We saw him versus the top people. We saw like he's not known to be a puncher at all.
Yeah, exactly. And all of a sudden he became the most devastating puncher.
Yeah, the most devastating puncher in heavyweight boxing. Come on, man.
Yeah. So what was your opinion of Tyson Fury? What do you think of him?
Honestly, he's a great guy, but he's a piece of shit. I could really tell all his dirty laundry because I read his journal when I was in his room. But like I don't want to do that. But I read his journal. He's a piece of shit. If he wants to, he don't want to release that video footage because he knows I will. If I'm wrong, if you're Tyson, the greatest heavyweight champion, lineal champion, and you're saying you're going to sue me, come sue me first of all, and release that footage. Second of all, release the sparring footage because I'm such a bum. Release the sparring footage and show everybody how you supposedly whoop my ass. It's not and I'm no shade to Wilder, but I got denied out of Wilder's camp. Wilder's PR hit me up. If I'm wrong, if I'm lying, she could call you right now. She hit me up, told me to get accepted to Wilder's camp. Then told me I'm not going to be accepted because I probably could whoop his ass. That's what the fuck happened. So these guys at the top aren't fighting the guys. These guys at the top aren't fighting tough fights. They're businessmen in boxing. They're not actual boxers. And yeah. So Tyson Fury's putting his hand, cheating in gloves, cheating multiple times, cheating on his wife. I mean, I can say so much shit. Like I can say so much stories that he told me before his wife even came into training that he said about how he cheated on his wife and how he's a horrible father to his kid. And how his kids don't even really love him and how he wrote that down in a journal and tried to say he was going to be a better man, but couldn't because he said he's battling too much with inside of himself. I could put all this business out there, but I'm waiting for the perfect time because he's not coming to see my face. You know, he's just saying all these statements and hiding. But everybody's just believing in Tyson Fury's mental health. I work at a mental health place. I do work with real mental health patients. This man is 400 pounds before almost every single one of his fights. Talked about how he has a drinking problem and a drug problem. This man lost to cocaine. You are not a lineal heavyweight champion if you lose to cocaine. You defeated Klitschko. Congratulations, but you lost to cocaine outside the ring. You are no longer a lineal heavyweight champion. I can't walk around with a title that I won, that I could forever hold over people that I don't initially have. If I won a state championship in basketball and lost it because they found out like this guy was taking steroids, but I'm still using that title when I try to reboot my career and using it as fame and fortune, it should not be there as something somebody could fall on to use as a platform. Tyson Fury's using an imaginary ass platform as a lineal heavyweight champion. If people are out here trying to be the best person they can be, if people are out here trying to be real champions, they're not going to lose to cocaine. They're not going to lose to those fights, to those things, and then claim that they're under a crutch of mental health. That's not real mental health. That's not real depression. There's been nothing in Tyson Fury's life that's been tested to say that, hey, you know, this guy has been through enough characters to level depression. No, his family's just some bare knuckle fighters that the gypsies don't like, that Irish people don't like. So you're going to be an Irish gypsy that both of your cultures don't even like. That shows how much of a snake you are.
Wow. Hey, and someone's asking in the chat, what's an egg weight for to explain that?
Egg weight is these new like little. You can Google them, look them up, like boxing hand weights. Like they're shaped like an egg, but they're all steel, and they have like this rubber band thing wrapped around them where you can wrap your finger. Just put it around your finger and have the egg weight sit in the middle of your hand. If you Google it, you can see them, and they come in different pounds and different shapes, different sizes, and they have different rubber holders.
Wow, that was Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio, actually asked that question. Because we're on this call, is it possible to hear the audios from Ben Davis?
Not necessarily, but I could try to repeat them as best as I can because my phone's on a charger right now. But Ben Davison basically threatened my life. He threatened to hurt me. He said, "Oh, you think you're some kind of a tough guy?" He also said that he was going to compensate me after the Wilder fight. He said that he was going to give me money for it, the money I spent and the money that they owe me. And then he said, "Let's just get this fight out the way. I'll send you all the messages." But he basically said, like, yeah, like, blah, 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 you silly cunt. The reason why he got fired was because of me. So, like, let's just be honest.
All right, whoa. The reason why Ben Davis got fired because of you. So let's talk.
Yes, I have a screenshot where I comment on Ben Davis's picture before him and Tyson cut off all their comments to the picture. And I was like, that's why Tyson fired your bitch ass. And he said, keep on talking. I'm gonna have you cleaned up, you scumbag. I have the screenshot of that, and I can send you because he deleted the comment when he said that. And then he started messaging me a whole bunch of threats over voicemail. And then this is what blows my mind. Everybody wants to be with Ben Davison, but doesn't he? Every single fighter he has, aren't they all cheaters? Billy Joe Saunders, isn't he a cheater?
Yeah.
Isn't Isaac Lowe a fucking cheater? Like, aren't these guys tested positive? And you guys are still holding them up as some god in boxing? If you're a real man, you don't cheat. Boxing is people's lives. R.I.P. to Patrick Day and every other boxer who lost their life in the ring. But this is something, the game that you do not play. And these people are sitting here cheating in the ring. Well, people who came from traumatic experiences, boxing is full of fighters of traumatic experiences and tough backgrounds. And you're just going to beat these boxers down and then talk about mental health and send these boxers in the street half retarded after you didn't beat them down with unpadded gloves and telling them bad techniques to get whooped in. That's not a true champion. Everybody I fought, I want to fight at my best. I want them to be at their best to make me better. I'm not going to get better by cheating.
Wow.
That doesn't make someone better, period. And these people are glorifying these cheaters because the mental health is such a big thing now because of social media made mental health a very impactful thing. Everybody wants to say, oh, it's because of mental health. Oh, I forgive a white fighter because it's mental health. No, we cannot forgive an enemy because of mental health. He's making drastic decisions based off his conscious mind, not his subconscious mind. He's making these decisions based off of him saying, hey, I'm going to do this because I want this out of it. And then you people are just eating it up, saying every time he says, oh, I'm in mental health, oh, forgive me, using it as a victim. He's playing victim as a crutch in a sport of boxing. Come on now.
So he hasn't got no mental health problem. That was a screen. That was a mirage. That was a ruse. That never happened. He hasn't got mental health. That's what you're saying, right?
Here's a what?
He doesn't have mental health.
No, I mean, everybody, to a certain point, to a certain degree, everybody experiences traumatic experiences, and everybody has them on different levels. You can't, if I sharpen a pencil, if two people sharpen a pencil, you're gonna get two different stories, okay? You're not gonna get the same story from the same person because perspectives are different, and everybody's mental health is different. I can't neglect that fact, but I can't neglect the fact that he's using it as a crutch to seem like a saint to the public.
Okay.
There's a fine difference in that. There's a difference in politicians. There's a difference when some politicians talking all nicely, but behind the scenes doing a bunch of crooked shit. And that's what people are sucking up too much of, these people in front of the camera, talking all nice to the camera, talking all polite, and basically ignoring the bad stuff that they do. And it happens a lot with white figures in public, via Elvis, via all the white entertainers that have done some pedophilic type of stuff or some negative type of stuff towards society, and then it just gets swept under the rug because they're white.
Let's talk about because yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. We're gonna say so. Let's talk about see the coach who used to be with Lawrence Okoli. What's his name with Bonds? Is he why? Yeah. Why do you know why he was the one you talked to him? What was the conversation with you and him?
But at first he was like, "Don't say anything," like blah blah blah. Like I don't know, because we're in LA, you know what I'm saying? Tyson takes pictures with my bosses and stuff like that, so they don't know. Like and people have a lot of money invested in Tyson, so people like don't say nothing, scared of their life. But me, on the other hand, I came from a different cloth. I'm not scared of shit, and I'm not scared of my life, and I got the same type of like I'm worse than Al Capone put in like it's different. There's levels to America, and like like we handle violence in America. There's a different way we do it over here. And like he does it over there a different way. We're more gruesome and brutal and straightforward over here. And I had nobody out there. I made a few phone calls, some people, but I told them no. I told them sit down because honestly, Tyson's gonna get to a point. I was waiting for my money, and I believe that Tyson was a great friend. But at the beginning, Coach Barry was not trying to have that footage put out there. But I'm too real to not do something. I'm too real to not speak up against what everybody else says is not to do. I do it,
Yeah.
So Coach Barry told me not to. I did it. And then Coach Barry was 100% behind me after that and supported me and started dropping stuff. It seemed like he was trying to sell his fight DVD too by saying Lawrence Okolie was the biggest threat in camp, which I don't think he was. Lawrence Okolie's not a threat at all. He's a little skinny ass dude who thinks he's a fucking heavyweight. and then like there's like and then like there's like these other dudes are in this camp like saying these things and stuff like that, and then Lawrence Okolie, like I talked to Brian Phillips also, Isaac Lowe's. He was just laughing. He wasn't even getting paid to be there. He was at a sparring camp, wasn't even getting paid to be there. So they tricked him into coming to fucking the USA with him and didn't even pay him to be there.
Wow.
He was sparring Isaac Lowe for free. So
wow.
And then I didn't even fight after that. It's pretty bad. So he got used up, basically used, and so they told me not to say nothing, and then I was like, man, if they pay me my I asked just for my money. That means just the money for sparring and just the money that I spent. I didn't ask for money for motherfuckers for a lawsuit. I didn't ask for money saying Tyson Fury cheated. I didn't say I'm gonna hit this stuff in public. I went to him as a man and told him like, look, this is what happened. I'm leaving tomorrow, and I want my money, all of my money that you promised me. I want no more than that. I won't even fuck with you guys. You guys changed the soul for boxing for me. I was just a ghetto kid. I got into boxing because I watched Mike Tyson highlights when I was suspended from school, and I loved boxing. Like I was like, damn, how did he do it? That's how I got into boxing. Like, damn, the greatest man versus the great. And come to find out, all these motherfuckers are cheaters. And boxing go ahead and glorify them and hide them behind the scenes. Like you glorify fucking cheaters, but you want to talk about mental health? You can't test positive for PEDs and steroids, blame it on a pig, and then sit here and say you went through a crisis of mental health, and then try to flip it around and say, hey, look, here's to the public. I will donate my purse. Tyson Fury had millions before he was even at the top 10 level. He had millions. He had a Rolls Royce before he was at the top 10 level. So your money ain't really necessarily. It helps him, but he didn't necessarily need that.
Wow.
He'll go ahead and just be a fake ass dude. And you guys just eat it all up. That's on the people, I can't do too much for the people, but I could say if you guys think I'm lying, get me and Tyson in the ring together. And if you guys think I'm lying, go ahead and ask Tyson for that sparring footage. Ask him if you think I'm lying. I'm making a claim as a man on my 2 feet that I whooped his ass in sparring and he cheated with his gloves. They have the footage of sparring. Tyson said he could prove me wrong. Tyson called me a bum. Prove me wrong. On my Instagram, it shows me hitting Tyson with right hooks. Tyson don't even get hit with straight right hands. How the fuck you get hit with a right hook? Come on now.
In fact, that was my next question for the people listening, for everyone around the world who might get this. They might say like, what? They might say, oh, you're doing this because he didn't get paid or whatever. Why? And also as well, yeah, they're doing paid. There's a farmer who just came out that Tyson Fury, he lied for Tyson Fury in the testimony on the drug thing that he took the wild beat, and he said they didn't pay him off. And like a lot of people were questioning that the only reason he's doing it is for money. They might say same thing to you, that the only reason you're doing it is because you never get paid. Now, I'm just saying, like, have you heard about the farmer situation? What just came out? Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard about the farmer situation and the boar meat. How the farmer testified for him and said that he ate boar meat, contaminated boar meat, and then Tyson Fury, didn't take illegal PEDs or whatnot. And so him and Huey didn't take illegal PEDs. They're gonna pay him 25 quid. He's a gypsy also. I don't believe him. But all these gypsy guys are all in the same tribe, and even gypsies don't like Tyson. So that should just tell you a lot right there. A traveler don't like a traveler.
Yeah.
Come on, they're travelers.
Yeah,
they're families and caravans. They're inbred people. They're family members that have sleep with each other. And you think that, hey, my cousin doesn't like me no more? No, like the whole thing with me wasn't, yeah, of course it was for fucking money. What do you think I went to go spar and get my face punched in for free? Does anybody think that? I had no home to sleep in. I sleep in my car. So why the fuck would I not get paid? Do you guys have kids to feed? I don't even have kids to feed, but I'm sure if you were a fighter and had to go travel to LA to fight somebody to feed your kids, you would. If you had to go to travel to fight in LA to go back just to have gas, just to keep your car on the whole night, just so it could not be cold in your car so you could go to sleep, wouldn't you? You want to talk about real mental health and traumatic experiences? You want to talk about, come on, man. People are trying to act fucking stupid because they'll make up whatever excuse they can. I'm registered as a homeless. I'm registered on the USA government. If you look at my documentation, it says during that time period I was homeless. On paper, on file, and then I need my money to survive. I didn't have, look, I would go spend, I would do boxing, I would win fights, I'll get paid $800, I'll sign in some bogus contracts. I had to split that money, $800, 40%, 2 times, because somebody was my manager and my coach. So, and then I would have to go and sleep in my car, and I would spend my money on my friends and family that would come out to my fight, and then I would go and sleep in my car, act like everything's okay and fine, and come back and fight. And you're trying to say I fight for fucking money. I wouldn't be a professional. If I wasn't a professional fighter fighting for money, I'd be an amateur boxer. I would go to the gym and just spar people for fun. I fight to win money, to try to be a champion, to try to change the world, to try to be a real, true heavyweight world champion. Not none of these fake shit. I'm talking about the true one. Not none of these people that are like speaking up against the causes against humanity or talking about conspiracy theories. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people that want to give back to the people, give back to community, and let everybody know that if you've been down and out, that's not where it stops. I work at places with kids who experience traumatic experiences. I don't know if you're up to date with Chicago news, but there's a kid named Laquan McDowell who got shot 16 times by the police. He went to one of my schools that I used to teach at. And now I'm working with kids that have been through traumatic experience just like myself. I know what the fuck real trauma is. I know when you're really going through something and how it really is. Yeah, you could go through a tough time. Tough times don't last long, but tough people do. And I'm here to show everybody that they do. Regardless if everybody else thinks I'm bullshitting or whatever, I came from nothing. My mom abandoned me. My real dad is locked up in prison my whole entire life. I came from fucking nothing. I came from the bottom, dude. I grew up in Plainfield. I was the first black family to move in Plainfield. The Ku Klux Klan burned a cross in me in front of me and my brother's house of racist shit. I grew up in a racist town, the racist part of America, being the only black family there, and I grew up in the worst hood in America. And I'm still here to survive today. And I'm here to show people that, hey, whether you feel like you believe, when you know the honest to God truth inside your heart, speak it up even though everybody's against you. Did I say for money? I wanted just my money. Just my money, as I've said before, that I spent, the money I spent. I flew out somewhere else, spent my own money. I borrowed the money, actually. I spent it from somebody else. So the person wants their money back that I spent their money from. And then on top of that, I just want the sparring. I didn't even ask for anything extra. If I did ask for something extra, you'd be able to see my intention. My intention didn't even ask for anything fucking extra. Now I want interest because I messaged Ben multiple times. Hey Ben, what are you gonna say now after the Wilder fight? I even texted him before the Wilder fight, like, good luck. I hope you guys win. Tell Big Bro I said what up. Because I used to call Tyson Fury Big Bro. We used to train together and all that shit. I used to call him Big Bro. If I was doing it for money, why would I ask for the amount that's just owed to me? Specifically, I didn't even ask for the amount that I was supposed to be there for 2 weeks. I was there for a week and a half. And I asked just for that amount and the money I spent on food. If I wanted something more, why the fuck would I ask for more money? I don't even need more money. I just want his fucking face.
Wow. This is
wow, right.
This is to me, yeah, and for a lot of people interested, it sheds some light into a lot of things, a lot of holes also getting on the mounted evidence against Tyson Fury over the years, and this just caps it all off. You know what I mean? It's capped it off. I'm actually glad that obviously you're here to reveal what's happening to you. So is where you are now at this point? Are you in a better situation at this moment?
Yeah, I'm in a way better situation. I got brought up. I'm in a way better situation. I work at for a therapy school actually, and so I deal with people with real mental issues. So I'm not neglecting. I don't neglect nobody's mental issue factor, their claims of distress. But you could claim mental illness is just a crutch because of immediate times. The thing that people need the most is mental health. People with the coronavirus and everything, but the thing that people need, because suicide is at a high rate, especially within the gender of men, what people need now is like mental health now. They need to, just as you check up your body, you need to check on your brain and make sure that everything's running efficiently and your emotions are all intact and your behavior is matching your emotions and everything's all on one plane. But don't use it because everybody's in a distress time, especially America, because we're one of the #1 biggest consumers in the world. Don't eat, which means being a big consumer means we eat up bullshit. That's what that basically means. Being a consumer means eat up bullshit. So us eating up the biggest bullshit of the world is that Tyson Fury went under all these mental health laps that we did, and he can relate to us, and that, hey, you know what? I'm here for the people, and I'll donate half of my purse I'll donate my whole purse to mental health. Motherfucker, you had money before you even needed to even donate that person to mental health. You already have that money. Don't forget, people, he signed a big ass contract with ESPN and Top Rank Boxing. Let's not be stupid now. Those could be charity tax write-offs, all we know, because we don't see the paperwork behind that, did we? But people just want to take their word for it, don't they? That's all y'all want to do. And sit here, motherfuckers like Patrick Day is dying and stuff. And like poor kids are getting beat up and then thrown back. You know how much half retarded boxers are in the street? You never hear of a benefit for a manager or a promoter, do you? But you always hear of a benefit for a boxer.
100%. 100%, man. This is
Tell me I'm wrong. Anybody could call in and tell me I'm wrong. I'm not. I don't have no reason to fucking lie. Tell me I'm wrong.
Nah.
If people want to say, "Oh yeah, he's just a black guy from America just complaining about everything," well, guess what? As soon as slavery was over, they gave us housing. The housings were the projects in the hoods of the most worst areas with no fucking resources. Right now in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago, you can't even get a goddamn Uber barely. Because the people are scared to travel and help out black people. There's no fucking hospitals. Guess what? There's liquor stores and gunshots out there, though. Guess what? A kid can't afford to go to college, but he can afford a whole more guns than the fucking ISIS terrorist group put together. Now, tell me, why is that? Why do these kids have automatic weapons that they can't even pronounce the names of? Do you think they got them on a ship and went to somewhere else and go grab them? No, they got put in their communities and neighborhoods. But you guys trying to say, oh, he's trying to use that as a crutch. No, I'm not. I want the same level, equal fair play. I want the same fairness as everybody else is promised the same day they're born. We come out with the same day everybody's come out and they're born. I want the same fairness as the next guy next to me as a white guy. Why do we have to be used so much and they take our culture? He took Muhammad Ali style. Well, trying to take Muhammad Ali style. Now he's trying to take Tommy Hearn style with the whole Crunk Jim fighting tall 1-2, only throw 1 or 2 punches. He threw a jab, step back, step in 1-2. Just in and out type of fighter. These are all Crunk Jim is black fighters. His style when he's popping his jab, moving on the outside, he's trying to fight him like Muhammad Ali. Talk to you. He's not no fucking Muhammad Ali. There's no resemblance there. There's no resemblance between somebody with Muhammad Ali who says, and I quote, I popped a bunch of ecstasy with this, I'm not even gonna name him, this glory kickboxer and fucked a bunch of girls and my wife was two doors down. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I say I'm the champion, I'm the greatest person in the world. I'm not gonna do that shit.
Wow, that's deep, bro. I mean, you said he's got a log. He writes down in a book what he actually does daily. Yeah. Is that to do? Yeah. Is that to do because normally fighters have to do that to log their weighting? So when is that the same book where he logs his weighting, or he just has a diary? Go ahead.
When I first got to England, I was in Bolton. I met this guy named Asif Valley. He took me on a venture around Bolton and showed me around the neighborhood. It was my first time in England, and then we went to Tyson Fury's room. And I was like, there were some parts of his room I just didn't like. I was in that room, but there was parts of the room I just didn't go into, like the closet and the dresser and stuff like that. And then finally one day I was looking around, found something in the dresser, Tyson Fury's fucking insecurity book. I found like all his like insecurities, like, will I ever be a world champion? Can I ever be a heavyweight world champion? I want to be a better husband to my wife, but I can't because I like this. I want to be a better father to my kids, but I can't because I don't. He just set goals for himself, and like he had insecurities, which weren't non-obtainable. He's a very intellectual man. He's a very social man who could talk very articulately. So there was no besides him dedicating himself to be a better person, there was no reason why he couldn't make himself that person that he said in his journal that he wanted to be. But he labeled all his insecurities in there and all his mistakes, all his boxing skills in there, his feints, his type of head feints, all that shit was in there.
Wow. See when he went to the WWE, do you reckon that might help him any to help him in the Wilder fight as well?
Oh, yeah, come on, man. Yeah, come on. We know his moves. He got cut versus Wallen. but he still has to be in front of public eye. You can't get rusty in front of the only thing that's ring rust is like, hey, you could go to a gym and train boxing and then get inside of a crowd and be ring rusty. How is that? No, it's the performing in front of the crowd part. So he still performed in front of a crowd. He still fought in front of a crowd technically, but he did it in front of on WWE, the most made up acting stage in the fucking world. It's the male soap opera. It's fucking horrible. A bunch of steroid up guys that fucking wrestle each other in underwear. Like a fake wrestler, like act all dramatic. And then Tyson Fury went there to just stay sharp. Just stay sharp in front of a crowd inside of a ring. Guess what? Wrestling is a ring too. So he got to stay inside of a ring. It's just all visual and mental. If boxing's all mental. If he got to go inside of a ring and take time off of his cut, collect some money, heal up his cut, and then get himself ready for the next Wilder fight, take some time off because guess what? He had some skid marks on him from Wilder from the overhand right sailing past him, and he had some scratches on his shoulders. But if he was like Muhammad Ali's true style, he would have put Vaseline on his fucking shoulders, which a lot of people don't know that.
Okay, that's some old school stuff right there. He has some Vaseline on his shoulders. So let's talk about and I've been saying it, Reg. I think Wilder can beat him in the rematch. Now, you obviously have so much knowledge. Why don't the Wilder camp use you? Why don't the Wilder camp bring you in with the knowledge you know?
I messaged him. They offered me to go in one time, but they said no because I was in Fury's camp 1, and then 2, I would whoop his ass. So I'm not the things about these guys. Like Tyson Fury puts kickboxers in his camp because they're always in shape. They stay in a squared stance, so they're able to take punches, and they always just come forward because there's kickboxing is like you go, I go, you go, I go. It's not really that much countering. It's like sets of that's why he has Rico Van Hoven in his camp, Benny Abadabi, and a different other guys. He has selected people in his camp. Tyson Fury selected people in his camp. So does Wilder. Wilder is gonna have no fucking guy that he has to wake up and feel like every day is a heavyweight championship fight to fight. Like, hey, I'm trying to get a sparring partner in there I can move around with, stay healthy until the fight, cash out, and then I'll be on my recovery time.
Wow. So in your opinion, you don't think Wilder will win the rematch if he continues what he's doing? No?
Wilder will never win the rematch if he can't step backwards. This motherfucker cannot step backwards to save his life. He can't step left to save his life. He needs to step around Fury, and you got to be first. You got to leave Fury's down. You can't let him be moving his head around and shit like that. You got to put his head where you want it to be. How you do that? You put his head where you want it to be. You got to jab the spot. You got to jab the opposite space where you want his head to be. You want his head to be left, you jab right. You want his head to be right, you jab left. But you got to be thinking in there. Wilder just has a blessing. He has that right hand. But hey, that's just one weapon. If I take away your weapon of mass destruction, you got no weapons. You look very, 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 very desperate. And he looked very desperate because he was backing up in a straight line. Tyson was jabbing over the top of his head and then leaning on him. Just like Klitschko. Klitschko would throw big ass left hooks on purpose to hook somebody's back of their head and lean on them and take a break. It's a crunk gym tactic. It's Tyson Fury, Wilder has to learn how to step around left, how to use his jab, and how to fight going all ways. He has to learn how to throw a 1-2, quick off the stepping, quick off the back foot, quick off the front foot, quick left, quick right. Because if the right hand's going to be his only weapon, we got to use it. He has to be able to step all ways, and he has to learn how to fucking feint. That guy tries to throw body feints, but they're the wrong type of feints for Fury. You got to throw those. You got to throw the erky jerky feints. You got to beat Tyson Fury to the erky jerky movement before he beats you to it. Because you got to have him fearing about what you're going to do and not him. You thinking about what he's going to do by him being first via fucking doing a herky jerky. But he kept Wilder away, kept Wilder moving backwards because of his punching power that he doesn't have. So he kept Wilder backing up. But Wilder has a lot of fundamental Wilder needed to learn what fucks Tyson up a lot. Like, people don't know this, but changing levels and throwing the jab to the body. Like, if you take Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather throws a jab to the body like a stiff spear. And then, like Andre Ward, for example, Andre Ward fought that fucking Dominican guy, guy that won. But Andre Ward would dip down to the body, throw the jab to the body hard, take away some gas. Dip down to the body, look at the body, but throw a straight jab straight through your head, like a power jab. You got to mix Tyson. You got to mix Tyson up with that. You got to stabilize him with a jab to the body. And once you get him stabilized, he's gonna try to. He can't. His worst enemy, which Wilder should have knocked his ass out. His worst enemy is coming forward because he's so big and he doesn't come forward properly. He's trying to fight behind his front foot and use his front foot as some yardstick, but it doesn't work well for him because he's oddly built. See, Tyson Fury has long limbs and a small torso, so you got to use that for his advantage. So a small torso, all his organs are going to be put together in one, in a smaller spot. So you got to beat up his body. You got to beat up his body, and then his head will stay still because he tucks his head under his shoulders like a turtle. And Wilder needs to stop throwing overhand. He needs to stop doing swimming for cardio. He needs to do some damn jogging. He need to hit that the runway because he throws too much swimming punches, overhand rights. And then Tyson Fury, if you throw overhand rights against Tyson Fury, it's not going to land. You can throw the same punch over and over again, and it's not going to land. So you have to know how to throw a check left hook. You got to know how to jab. You got to know how to double jab. He should know how to triple up the jab and take the rhythm and then start controlling the rhythm off the quadruple jab. Because if he doesn't try to take the rhythm away from Tyson, Tyson will effectively put his rhythm on Wilder all fucking night. And Wilder can't step to the left to save his life. All he does is step straight back and cross his feet. Or Wilder likes to do this move where he jumps to the right and then throws a right hand to knock you out. He likes to jump to the right, throw the right knock, or Wilder likes to do. Wilder's moves are so predictable. He'll get no clinch with you and wait right when the ref breaks you up. He'll step in because he has that cat-like speed. He'll step in with a quick 1-2, knock you out. Watch verse via Dominic Brazil. Watch verse via Dupas. Watch him when he fought Dupas. Every time the ref broke him up, he stepped in with a quick 1-2 because that's the only trick. And once you don't have that much tricks, you get all that shit taken away from you.
Wow, man. Wow, you got some serious insight into the game, bro. So let's talk about.
I'm a boxing historian. I'm a boxing historian. I've been in New York, Canastota, New York. I was there when Mike Tyson and Chavez got inducted. I was Olympic hopeful, so I was with Mike Tyson, like talking with Mike Tyson, with Sylvester Stallone, with Julio Cesar Chavez, all of them. I'm well known in the boxing community. I'm more respected than Tyson Fury is in the boxing community, the actual boxing community. I'm not talking about the fans that think they know about boxing. I'm talking about the people who do it, like that community.
Wow. So Anthony Joshua, how does, because you think, in your opinion, you think Anthony Joshua beats Tyson Fury?
Anthony Joshua's style, like if he tries to, let's take the Anthony Joshua, what we know of Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, we know when he comes in at a certain weight, he's like a tank. He takes shots and he doesn't really necessarily, he picks shots off with his gloves. I consider that taking shots. And he tries to come through with the same fast combinations. But he always has, what Barry, Coach Lawrence Okoye's trainer said, he always has the combo of the day. You always know, he had so much confidence in his right uppercut, left hook versus Klitschko that he thought it was going to work against Randy Ruiz. Yeah. But guess what? He didn't fight it. He didn't fight an American Mexican. I fought tons of American Mexicans, like short, fat ploppers, I call them. Mm-hmm. You can't sit there and try to throw. You throw an uppercut when he comes in. You don't sit there and then wait for an opportunity to throw an uppercut on a plotter. You don't do that. You have to wait for the plotter to come into your right hand because necessarily you don't have to step forward because that'd be extra work. That's what Klitschko does. That's why he went to Klitschko for drills and became a better fighter after that. But Anthony Joshua opens himself up too much, and he's blessed with so much talent, but he that could be his worst enemy also at the same time. He's a very humble guy, very composed guy, which I like. And he came through with a different game plan, which shows adaptability. But his weight dropped for that fight. He will lose if he comes his last fight. If he comes like his last fight against Tyson Fury now, he will lose 100% of the time. He would have to have a different, because he sits in front of people for too long. Joshua will stand in front of people and not move his head or circle or anything like that. He fights like a robot. You know, he's a classical boxer. He needs that other intangible to say, he's an elite level boxer, but he needs this other intangible to throw. Like Wilder's intangible is Wilder's awkwardness, Wilder's awkward rhythm. Tyson Fury's intangible is Tyson Fury's fucking jittery hesitation movement and his long jab. And Andrew Ruiz's intangible is you take him lightly because he's a short, fat guy, you know? And these things, this is the intangible that Anthony Joshua would have to build. He would have to, that's why but he's doing the right thing. He's going to legends. He's going to legends and asking them for advice. You know, that's respectable. I respect Anthony Joshua more. I respect Tyson Fury. But Anthony Joshua loses because he keeps his head too much in one spot. In one spot for a given time against Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury will just have a field day picking him off from long range and coming across with straight right hands, and then Tyson Fury switches southpaw too. And Anthony Joshua shows when people change game plans on him, all he really does is just start talking shit. He sticks with the same game plan the whole entire fight. He doesn't really change up his game plan, so that shows a lack of adaptability, which he would have to pick up on fast.
Good gosh.
Versus facing Fury, because Fury does everything. Fury can pick shots, Fury can block shots, Fury can slip shots, Fury can parry shots, Fury can do all that.
Wow, that's some really good insight. Let us do that. So, overall, right? What do you think of the UK? In terms of Tyson, he's the biggest. Like him and Joshua, the big. What's your opinion of the UK? Do you think over here we cheats? I'm just saying.
No, man, UK, y'all, let me be honest with y'all. The UK, y'all a little bit smarter than us over here in the USA. And that's just saying a lot because I went over there and I heard you guys speak for the first time. And I was like, dude, you guys are speaking the most proper terminology I've ever heard before. And you come over to America and they just speak like how you guys think Americans are, like just yelling, grunting, like the Wild Wild West, cops shooting us in the streets and all that stuff. It's the same. It's like wild over here. And then you go over to UK, it's more composed. They got things. I didn't get to see the evils of the UK, but they were telling me like it was really racist out there, which I didn't see any racism out there. I mean, when I was out there because I was in Bolton. And everybody was nice to me, probably because I was American.
Yeah, everyone loves it. Yeah, people love Americans, bro. They love Americans. You ain't gonna get no trouble. Nah. When you're American, it's all good, bro. But go ahead. Tim Witherspoon after he beat Frank Bruno. Think about it, right? Frank Bruno's a homegrown fighter, and Tim Witherspoon beat him, and now the UK fans love him so much he lives here. But I don't think he would have got the same accolade in America. So yeah, we do love our American fighters, and when you fight well, we appreciate it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I have nothing against the UK. They have a proper boxing schooling. America doesn't really have a proper boxing schooling. See, UK, they run a lot of drills over there. And boxing in America, they keep that shit a secret. They keep the drill game a secret for people because they don't want them to know, like, hey, like all they want you to do is go to the gym, jump rope, punch a bag, and go home. But they don't want you to know how to block, parry, slip, how to feint, how to take clock time, how to do management, how to call audibles, They don't want you to know all that shit. But in the UK, that's like the platform basis of boxing in the UK, like having a proper school, learning proper technicianship, being a proper boxer.
Yes,
that's really glorified in the UK, and good education is glorified in the UK. And also, I think a lot of things are done right over there, as in like guns. Like there's not really that much. Like there's a lot. You guys get what do they call it? Piss. When you guys go out to drink. Like I had a few friends out there, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go have a few drinks, a few sparring partners." Like, okay, but they get super fucked up in the UK. There's like no in between of drinking. It's like 0 or 100, which I've never seen nothing like that in my life. But I have nothing bad to say about the UK. Everything's nice. The UK is clean. People talk nice to you. You guys aren't about you guys are very logical in your comedy. You guys' comedy is very different from ours. Our comedy is very like trying to be I'm going to act silly, trying to be funny. Your comedy is really strategic and really educated comedy. And I respect that a lot. And we take shows like The Office. We took the guy's show and spin it off. I think the UK has a lot of stuff over there, and they treat athletes over there like athletes. Over here, the people don't even know some people that box. Over here, they don't know people didn't even know Deontay Wilder. Over there, you guys treat athletes nice. You guys have great education. You guys are far along in fashion. The U.S. copies fashion off of you guys later than when it comes to when I was over there, I saw a lot of things, and then I came here 2 years later. Then the fashion world finally caught up with the UK. The UK is a great place. I have nothing bad to say about the UK because I'm a real ass dude. And if I'd be like, oh, fuck Tyson Fury, fuck all the fighters in the UK. No, it's not even like that.
Okay.
It's just fuck Tyson Fury. And the UK is awesome. And Nick Asberry wants to go to the UK, and spend some quid, you know what I'm saying? At the local club, you know what I'm saying? So holla at your boy. You want your boy to come through and entertain y'all? Let me come through to the local pub and we can get pissed together, mate. You know what I'm saying?
You're funny. I don't drink well, but I'm sure some of the guys listening, they'll do a drink with you. But hey, let me.
I don't drink. I don't really drink none either. Yeah. So it looks like I'm gonna be taking shots of what's that called? Powerade. There you go.
Oh, Powerade.
Diplomatically correct.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. So, what do you think about Dillian White and his whole saga with the drug thing, and this his whole reign, his whole ranking trying to get to the fight with Wilder? What's your take on Dillian White? Do you know him, and how do you rate him? Do you even rate Dillian White? What's your opinion of Dillian White?
I don't know Dillian White, but I know he cheated, so fuck him. And I know that he's in the heavyweight division. He's like the desperate house mom trying to get attention from all her boyfriends.
Okay,
he's like the fat desperate house mom trying to get a fight but can't get a fight because he is a threat. With his style, he counters, he catches his shoots off with the left hook with both hands. He could jab well. He could fight on the inside and outside. But he has to take steroids, and boxing's mental. You know what I'm saying? If I know I took steroids, I'm gonna have a mental edge. And boxing's more mental than what people think to know.
Wow. So in your opinion, if Dillian White was to fight Lewis Ortiz, who do you think could win?
How tall is? Are they the same height?
I think Ortiz is let's see, is he 6'5", 6'5"? I think he's
So
tall.
Ortiz,
Yeah.
Ortiz is a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Ortiz is you know, you can't tell with Ortiz because every fight you can't know if his age is going to just pop up and show or not. Like you don't know. Like Bernard Hopkins, we slowly started seeing him his age, but you don't know with the heavyweights because there's so much longevity in heavyweights. But right now, who did Dillian White fought? Waltz last?
Yeah,
Waltz?
Marius Wack.
Okay.
Marius Wack.
If he comes just like that versus the Ortiz that just fought Wilder, he's gonna get knocked the fuck out. Because you can't come in that type of shape. Look at him. He had bags over his shoes. He was sweating before coming to the ring, and it wasn't because he was warming up doing pads at the beginning. It was because he was probably eating some hot ass food before he came out. His gut. Come on, look at him. He doesn't take it seriously. Obviously, these guys are off and take steroids during the off season, and then during the season they're ready to fight. I mean, come on now, look at him. You caught him during the off season, Mark Walsh. That's an easy fight. That dude just sits there and gets punched for money.
Yeah, Marius Wack. Yeah, he definitely gets punched. Yeah. So how you think he'll fare against Deontay Wilder, Dillian White? If he ever gets a shot, then how you think he'd fare against him?
If I fare against like Dillian White or Deontay Wilder.
No. How do you think Dillian White versus Deontay Wilder? What do you think could happen if they fought? What do you think would happen?
If they fought, Dillian White loses because of that right hand and the length and the range, and White's gonna have to find himself taking 2 steps in to try to just look at Dominic Breazeale's style. Dominic Breazeale has almost the same not the same defensive style, like the catch and shoot. Like they put the high guard up and catch and shoot. If you try to do that against Wilder, you're gonna eat some canvas. Yeah, you can't. And the left hook's gonna come up short. Him trying to counter after a right hand throwing a left hook. Deontay Wilder might because his trainer's really smart. His trainer used to spar Tommy Hearns, and he said Tommy Hearns comes in with the halfway right hand to make you think that a right hand's coming to block, and then cranks it back and then throws a full one. If Wilder cranks a fake right hand and White tries to catch it and then throw a left hook and expose himself, and Wilder pulls back and comes back in with the right hand, it's good night. And that's good night every single time. And he can't come in fat like that. I mean, Dillian White can't come in fat like that. I'm telling you, man. He's been looking like he's been over there eating like all the fish and chips you can buy out there.
Yo, Frank. Hey, you're Frank and thing. Hey, so let's talk about your career a bit briefly. So why, with all the knowledge you got, do you feel like you've been no, I won't say blackballed. Why a manager pick you up? Oh no, sorry, you are with a manager. You're one of the good trainers, obviously, Montel Griffiths, right? But in terms of like your career, why isn't it picked up, man? Why, you've been trying to spar guys, and obviously, with you. Tell us about why your career isn't picked up and get where you are. How old are you, by the way?
Well, my career's not picked up because of my promoter that I was working with. Because Chicago is okay. Let me just fix a couple. Chicago is one of the most segregated cities in the world. Let's just say that. That's a fact. You can look it up if you think I'm bullshitting. Next to it is the state of Wisconsin, the most segregated state in the world. So the Midwest is very segregated, even though we're known to be the blue conservative liberals. They're very racist up here. And they handle stuff a little differently in the boxing scene up here. They glorify white fighters and then throw the black fighters to the dirt. And before I was signed to Montel Griffith was my trainer before, but I was signed to 2 people who both took 40% each of my purse of $800. And then I would fight people like Lyle McDowell, who fought Bermine Stavern. Bermine Stavern knocked him out. I knocked Lyle McDowell out. He had 2 titles at the time. And then my last fight, the one I lost, I was getting ready to fight Maurice Mobetta Harris. He just fought Kubat Pulev. And then the night before, the day of weigh-ins, they switched my opponent to Malcolm Tan, who's 23-3, who was training for a year to fight me, who also fought Dillian White after he fought me. And I didn't even know my ranking. So my ranking was so high, and I was still getting paid $800 a fight. I was the main head. I was headlining the card and got paid $800. And I think I didn't even get my whole $800. And then I had to split that with 3 people. So I got black, and then they kept me on the show for other fights. So like Tommy Morrison's son. Tommy Morrison got 2 sons that fight. I was supposed to fight them. Another guy from Philly I was supposed to fight. Never happened. Another guy that puts lip gloss on his lips. Didn't fight him. Never happened. I was promised. They kept me on the shelf for boxing. And then when Maurice Mobetta Harris wants to fight, I signed a fight. It signed a 30-day contract, training my ass off. And then as soon as I get to the fight, it's another fucking opponent. And then we have to sell tickets in the Midwest. We have to flip tickets out here. We have to run up to people's houses and flip tickets for the promoter out here to pay for our corner, to pay for the fight, to pay for the sanction body. The boxers basically pay for everything. That's what we'll do, selling tickets. And yeah, I was just done in some racist shit. Saw some racist shit. Saw people cut off the clock on people sparring to get their ass beat, get the shit beat out of them. I saw fighters do tactics just before. I saw fighters go tell other people to go get their eye. They lose their eye examination, so they have to go get their eyes checked right before they fight. And you know, when you get your eyes checked, you have to get your pupils dilated right before you fight. Yeah. And then you know, when you fight, you're in a ring, and there's all the lights is pointing on you, so your pupils are extra dilated, and then you're not really seeing much of anything. And yeah, there's just dirty tactics fighters do. Different canvases, check the ropes. Like for example, a fighter knows that he likes to go up against the ropes. I'll make the ropes black. Why are you gonna make the ropes black, Nick? I'm gonna make the ropes black because it looks like he's not sitting on anything, and I could get an extra few shots in if he's knocked out, and it looks like he's standing up and injure his career just in case if we have a second fight. You know, It's like that. Or I can see who's going to be the judge for this fight or who's going to be the referee for this fight, and I can tell him I can pay him a few money on the side, or I can pay the promoter. You know, it's just, or I could pay a sanctioning body. You know, it's just all like boxing is a big dirty ass game with no boxing union. If there was a boxing union, I bet you all these top guys, all these guys, there wouldn't be no more. The public would get the fights they want, but they'll get fights like a fine glass of wine every night. Just imagine a fine glass of wine. Like every time you sit down on your couch, you see great boxing fights, good quality. Like you don't see just toe-to-toe action. You see that, and you see the brutality of it, but you also see the beauty of the sport. You won't be able to see that now because they have A-side and B-side fighters, which I don't know why the public don't pay attention to that. Why can't both the fighters go on equal terms, except if they're not a champion? If they're not a champion, then I don't see why there's A-side and B-side fucking fighters. Even with credibility towards amateur records, if you're signing up to fight somebody, it should be 50-50. You should get the best of a man as if like we both go in the ring and he bests me. That's it. But I've been through a hell of shit. I've been in gangs, the whole drug violence, the whole scene of like racism, had Ku Klux Klan burn crosses in my front yard and stuff like that. I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, and I continue to just want to box because it brings me peace in my life. Through all these traumatic experiences, the most hectic moment brings calmness in my life, and that's boxing is that one thing that does that. I go to sleep watching boxing fights. I probably watch every single boxing fight ever. Probably not. I can't say that. I won't say that truthfully ever, because I haven't seen every boxing fight, but I've seen a lot enough to know that I know what a cheater is, and I've been in the ring a lot enough to know that what a cheater is. I've never seen no glove flop to the side like that on every single boxing match that I've ever seen in my life. My last manager was a boxing historian. That's why I got to go to Canastota, New York at the Boxing Hall of Fame, and I got to go to the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame too. And we meet a whole bunch of top boxers, and that's why I watched Sean Porter versus Keith Thurman with the first fight. And so I got to be around boxing people in the boxing community and well-respected. I got to see how fighters retire, and I get to see fighters that retire bad, and I get to see fighters that retire good. I got to see fighters that lose all their money. And I decided to put myself towards this craft because, first of all, I'm the tallest person in my family for a reason. God bless me for a reason, because every time I go out, everybody thinks I'm a celebrity or something. People gravitate towards me. I have great charisma, and I feel like, hey, if I'm blessed with these things, why not use these things? Because some people aren't blessed to be in a position where they even have two legs to even stand up on. So why not use your blessings, even though you've been through hard times, which you wouldn't be through a hard time if you weren't able to go through the top and experience other hard times. So all these blessings that come your way, all these trials and tribulations, and then come into boxing and try to move forward. And I use it to motivate me and to motivate kids. I motivated so many kids. I put so many, like, I didn't personally take my money and give it to kids, but I work with kids day in and day out, the same kids repeatedly, consistently. Just as like I train on my craft consistently, I work with the same youth consistently to try to shape them and form them to be better individuals for the future. And I have kids right now that are better, and in the future, that are better and doing great for themselves in the future. And I just think that towards my childhood, towards my rough green and coming up, and then being in boxing and having a platform to speak on, because I was a football player. And I played football, not soccer, but football as American football. And basically didn't have the attendance for it, but I went to a couple top colleges for recruitment. Didn't have the grades for it. Then turned to boxing. But then my career, it took me a year, first of all, to get my boxing license. After being one of the top amateurs in the country, I had to prove to Illinois that I was an actual fighter, which was bullshit because I'm in the clippings, the newspaper clippings. I got letters from the mayor. I got everything showing that I'm a professional boxer. It took me a year to get my license, and then once I get my license, I'm promised all these fights. I signed a Bobby Hits promotion, racist motherfucker. I signed a Bobby Hits, and then so I signed a Bobby Hits. And then I'm sitting on the shelf. I'm told I'm going to fight now. I'm told I was on the shelf. Like, sitting on the shelf and training for me is not a big deal because I've been sitting on the shelf for a while and then training and then going in with ring rust and going to fight these guys and winning. So everybody that fought me never fought me on fair playing terms. Everybody that ever fought me that beat me never beat me fair. Everybody there's not one person that can say they beat me fair. I've whooped everybody's ass that stepped in the ring with me, and that is fucking facts. With an amateur record is 56-6. Look it up and Google me if you guys don't believe me. And a pro record of 9-1. I've only fighting for 10 years of sleep and doing it all out of sleeping out of my car and eating Popeye's chicken. And getting donations for people, but I would still show up to public events and talk to people. I would still show up to events and I'd be too embarrassed to stay at the venue and sleep in my car, so I would drive around the corner of the building that I would do a public speaking to, and I would go sleep in my car. You know, these things shape me to be the person I am and who I am, and I'm not a fake person. I have no reason to be fake because I'm still not even asking for money. I'm just asking for the money that's fucking owed to me. I'm not even asking for anything extra. And I'm asking that he release that footage to show how I whooped his ass so I can get another fight. And I'm showing, like, if Tyson Fury want to fight me, the people say I'm a bullshit. Tell Tyson Fury to get enough balls in the ring to jump in the ring with me. Tell him to jump in the ring with me. Tell Dillian White to jump in the ring with me. Tell all the top of the people to jump in the Tell Joseph Parker, bitch ass, to jump in the ring with me. Yeah, tell them all to jump in the ring with me. I want all that smoke, and nobody wants to see me. And I'm tired of all this shit, man. Because let a real champion be on top. Let a real person and watch what I do. You guys, all these people, you guys give them these fucking. You guys just give them. You guys hand them the belts. Give them the accolades. Give them the trophies, and then they put in no goddamn work to deserve this shit. Come on now. You got what kind of disrespect are you showing? Look at your kid in the fucking face and tell him you support a damn cheater, a known cheater. But you tell your kid, hey, don't cut no corners, work hard, and you're gonna be somebody in the future. But you guys sitting here fucking supporting the cheater. All these fucking boxers in the top 10 and motherfucking ESPN and all these racist motherfucking all cheaters, and you guys supporting them. But hey, they don't want to see none of us. Frank Warren don't want to see me, baby. Frank Warren said we're gonna press charges against Nick Asberry if he keeps on talking. I'm still fucking talking, Frank. Where's the fucking lawsuit? I'm looking for it. Come on now, man. I'm not hiding or running from no fucking body. I don't have no reason to lie or hide. Look at my fucking Facebook. Go through my Facebook history and see how much of a real ass nigga I am. I'm sorry for saying that word. I don't mean to say that word about myself. Erase that. I'm trying to get rid of that word. But see how much of a real person I am to the point where you scroll down my timeline and all you see is things in Emmett Till, Muhammad Ali, people of black rights, black history. And I don't speak about nothing illogical. Everything that comes from a logical standpoint of fairness, because everybody deserves fairness. Some people don't. That misfortune, everybody, but everybody when they start the race of life, everybody deserves to be at the starting line and start at the same time. On the same sound of the gun. No person gets to be put ahead of anybody. Because guess what? We're all people here. And if you don't like people, if you care about a dog more than you care people, you don't need to be a human. If you're a human and don't like humanity, you need to go fucking hang yourself in a corner somewhere. Because you're not contributing to the peace that needs to be going on in this world. You're contributing to the hate and the poison and the nastiness going on in the world. You don't deserve to be here. They don't deserve to be on this pedestal at all. And boxing's disrespectful as hell for putting these guys up there.
Wow.
Shit.
Wow, man. No, 100%. Like, have you ever think about talking to Al Heyman?
I mean, yeah. I mean, none of these guys, I don't even know how to get in touch with none of these guys. If you guys know how to get in touch with these people, tell them to come follow me and get them in touch with me, then that'll help me out a lot because I don't know how to get in touch with these people.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get in touch with them. I don't know how to...
I think your trainer could probably get in touch with him. He's probably very well contacted. I think because you know what I mean. Because Al Heyman looks after fight. You know his brother was dealt for the same thing. He was dealt. He saw his brother get treated very badly in boxing, and he looks after fighters who've been that. So you know what I mean. I think you and Al Heyman will be a good match, and obviously, that's what I'll suggest at this point in the month. But like, I'm not gonna lie, you've been very insightful. Look, everyone in the UK, especially over here listening to you, they're gonna follow you. Follow you on where can they follow you on social media?
On Instagram, my tag is Terror TERROR at 121990. You could look at my name in the Instagram, or you can Google my name, because if you don't believe me that I have accolades and that I really bust ass, I got knockouts all over YouTube. Nicholas Asberry, Nicholas ASB as in boy, ERRY. And if you guys think I have problems dealing with tall fighters, I knocked out the tall fighter on YouTube, but they didn't put it because it would embarrass his name. But I knocked his ass out, and like, it's not shit to me. So if anybody wants to smoke, come get it. They know how to fucking find me.
Let me ask this question. You see Wilder's uniform, because people said it's excuse. You see the thing he was wearing. Do you think that had an effect on him when he fought Fury, carrying the costume?
Wilder's stupid, because Wilder's dumb to me, because less is more. This man went in the first fight when they met the firefighters, like, oh yeah, this feels good. This is a 40-pound, blah 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 blah. I wish I trained at 40 pounds. I wish this was 60 pounds. Or he's on multiple occasions saying that he wishes he trains with 40-pound weights like it ain't nothing. And then if you're going to fight a second time in a rematch for the fucking world for all your belts, why the hell would you try on the suit a walkthrough? How you not gonna do a walkthrough in the goddamn suit? The goddamn suit got all the lights, bells, and whistles because Wilder lets his ego get too much of him. That bronze bomber shit, he has an alter ego, and that shit gets too much of him. He thinks he's just gonna come out in a 40-pound mask. Don't give your fighter no advantage. Treat him and give him no advantage. You give him advantage by coming out with a 40-pound ass fucking metal uniform on, looking like a goddamn robot. I mean, come on now, man, with all that metal shit, man. Man, if he farted, it would have stayed in that mask and passed him out, man. Come on, man. All that metal on, man. You look ridiculous. Talk about some, I feel like a god before I go. Man, shut the fuck up, man. You're a human just like everybody else. Get your ass in that ring and fight. Wearing that big-ass, thick-ass uniform trying to scare somebody out here looking like CP3 ho. Motherfucker, like, what the hell, looking like a Star Wars character? And then go on camera and say, hey, I train in 40 pounds. You the most dumbest motherfucker in the world if you say you train in 40-pound weights and then you use that as an excuse. But he's just using whatever excuse he could for the rematch clause, though.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I think the Al Heyman PVC link up for you would be the right way to go. With your trainer, obviously Montel Griffin. I hopefully maybe this message gets to him, but I think that's the way to go, because I definitely know that he looks after fighters in been through this situation, and everyone wants to give you a fair check. We want to give you a fair shake at the whip and make sure you get proper pressure. That's what it's about. Like I feel with the Watson brothers, Sam Watson and the Watsons, I think that's the way you need to go, because I feel like just listening to what you said, right? I don't think you researched who you was getting involved with. You know what I mean? From them struggling to give you a license shows you right then they was up to no good. You know what I'm saying? And then when they give you a license, you didn't really research the promoter. But if you look at in terms of giving black fighters historical or sure shake, Al Heyman does that. You know what I mean? Al Heyman, another one, Jay Prince, Andre Ward. You know, I know you like Andre Ward.
I met Jay Prince in Texas. He just said he met me when I was a puppy. So
yeah.
That was at Brian Jennings' camp, because he was like, he told me you're not ready yet.
Yeah.
He met me when I was a puppy, getting Brian Jennings ready for the Klitschko fight.
Yeah.
And then
that's why he done so good. That's why he done so good. That's why Brian Jennings done so good against Klitschko. He done phenomenally. Wow, you helped him get ready for that.
Let me tell you something. There's only 2 sparring partners in his camp. There was only me and Travis Walker in his camp. Only 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Travis, my boy Travis is my homie, but he was lollygagging during that camp, so I had to pick up a lot of slack. He was out here because he has a family in Texas, so he was out there handling business with his family, you know. But he was coming to show spar, but it wasn't like every day he was coming to show out spar. But like, you know, like some days you could tell like he wouldn't like give him that work, you know. So, but yeah, I mean like Jay, if you know the connections of those people, you get them in contact with me or anybody that's listening right now can. Do it, because I'm talking a lot of shit right now, and I talked a lot of shit in that video, and I'm pretty sure you guys want to know what the fuck I'm all about.
No. Well, we got a kind of good idea that we know boxing. We know there's the evidence and everything you said ties up with what happened in the training camp. Because I saw the video of the glove, right? But you're the person behind the video with the glove, and how you've obviously matched the whole thing with the trainer and what's going on, and you know the money, and this also with the farmer that's coming out. But to me, this is more damning, because as a fighter, you think other fighters would protect other fighters. The fact that you tamper with the gloves and get other fighters hurt just to get an ace, just to make you feel confident, that is sick, man. I mean, was it LA? Was that in Freddie Roach's gym?
That was in Freddie Roach's gym.
Uh-huh.
That was in Freddie Roach's gym. That was some disgusting shit. Like, this is the most disgusting shit I ever seen. Like, and I've seen a lot of dirty shit in boxing, but to be glorified on Tyson's level, to be at that level and cheat, that's kind of low.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do better, Tyson. I mean, okay, here's a challenge. Okay, let's make a challenge. Whoever can find a glove that bends back the same way Tyson does in a heavyweight championship fight wins a bet. How about, like, let's play like that? Nobody can find a glove bending back like that ever in any type of history championship fight. In the Christian Hammer fight, he has a detached thumb to his left glove. I mean, it's all his left glove. All the conspiracy, so-called conspiracy, air quote, is around his left glove. Even when he threw a towel over the camera in his dressing room, and then he let you guys see Ben Davison. He came out a video. Ben Davison was doing his right glove during that time. There's so many things to pick up on that people don't notice. And, like, I don't know if anybody watched Tyson Fury's Cutman came out a video and had all the bag gloves sitting on the ring apron. He said, these are Tyson's gloves for his bag. These are the gloves he spars in. But if you watch the build-up to the fight, he uses the power line gloves that I said he used to take out the padding. He used that in one of the sparring sessions in that film. But he had nobody in his sparring session. He had the camera cut, but he was fully in sparring gear, and he had those gloves on. And then the guy said he uses other gloves, but those are the gloves they give the sparring partners. Look at it. If you guys think I'm bullshitting, look at it. Stop. Like, don't come at me. Don't say, go look at Tyson Fury's Cutman on YouTube. He has a video talking about we don't cheat. I have all Tyson's gloves. Here are the gloves. Here, I will use them. Which, let me might add, he wasn't even in Tyson's camp until the Weiland fight. Let me just point that out. So he wasn't even there. And then he says this, and then he gets caught red-handed. If you look at the build-up to the fight, it's coming in the ring and sparring with different gloves. Come on now, man.
Yeah, it's really.
It's right there.
No, it's really no. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, the amount of evidence was piled up over the years. To me, yeah, it's so much, yeah, that you can't just ignore it. If people see, the thing is, the farmer thing, what people coming out of, he only doing it for money. But the thing is, yeah, he's already admitted he's doing it for money, so the farmer is willing to go to jail. Now, in your situation, this is why I say what your situation to me is causing a harm on another fighter where you're supposed to be, where it's supposed to be, the brotherhood, man. That to me, there's more shocking.
No.
Yeah,
boxing ain't no fucking brother.
Inspiring.
Boxing is a dirty ass sport.
Inspiring. Not necessarily you're fighting your fighter in a prize fight. I'm talking about in the sparring. When you bring a guy into sparring, you're supposed to look after the guy. First off, you didn't get no first off, they didn't give you a food, the hotel they put you in, and then on top of that now, and to top that off now, they're tampering with the gloves. For people who don't know, putting the Vaseline on the gloves, obviously, messing with your own gloves, then taking the stuff out of his gloves to make him giving the advice. That is awful. That is. Listen, you know what? Listen, people should go to jail for that. Should go to jail.
I tried, man. Tyson and all them said they were going to try to sue me. I was hoping would, because I could get a lawyer, because I've been looking for one. I got Adam Harris, Tyson Fury's Hennessy Sports manager thing. So what? The gloves are dodgy. Just overlook it, just whatever.
Huh?
And then they tried to blame me, Adam Harris. He tried to blame me. He works for Hennessy Sports. They tried to blame me for fucking the gloves being tampered with. And then he tried to give me a fight against some fighter in Canada as a makeup for it. I said, no, I just want my money, and that's it. Fuck you and Tyson Fury. Like, I want my fucking money. And they didn't give it to me. And he had tampered gloves. Everything is right there. There's nothing, I have nothing to absolutely lie about. I don't even want fucking money. I just want Tyson's head. If you guys can build, how about this? If you guys think I want money, just build me up to fight Tyson Fury. If you guys think I'm bullshitting, just build me up to fight Tyson Fury.
Right, if you fought Tyson Fury and the stuff you know, the stuff you'd say, bro, listen, the fight, it wouldn't happen, bro.
I'm gonna kill his bitch ass in the ring. And after that, after we're in the fucking ring, after he's done his whole operations, Tyson don't know what Pandora box he opened, okay? He hangs around bosses and he thinks in the mob. He has no fucking clue who the fuck I am. When I said that, he has no fucking clue. The people in the UK might not know who the fuck I am. Let me tell you, look up my name and look up what my family does. And then that should tell you guys right there. Look at my family's name. When you Google my name, look at my family history. And look, they act like the money I didn't borrow was from another family. Man, they want his head, man. And Tyson's lucky I'm giving him to I'm trying to give him to the court system, man. But no, I don't want to even give him the court. I want him, dude. I want him. If you guys saying I want money, no, I want him. Give me Tyson. Fuck all the shit. Give me Tyson. I'm a real fucking fighter. I'm a real man. I don't give a fuck about money. I built myself up from the ground. I'm not going to even ask for no fucking handout. I want fucking Tyson Fury.
Boy, well, listen. Hopefully, that happen more quick sooner than later. But hey,
I
man.
hope it happens tomorrow.
Well, listen, boy, listen, boy, listen. I'll be honest with you. As the more this comes out, but like I said, this is like obviously just after your interview with Young Pharaoh, which is probably gonna get more views. Hopefully, I can get as many views as Pharaoh. But the guys I listen to are purely boxing guys, right? I know Young Pharaoh has a conscious community, and a lot of us, so he'll probably reach. But as you say right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're very insightful. We really thank you for this interview, and the UK will make the decision on depending on information you just gave us. They're gonna whether they think this that the other. They have to understand that the fighter is the last person to go into that situation and put himself at risk. You know what I'm saying? Like in that situation, I have no respect for the situation, for the people involved in the cheating. Right, up to the point you never got paid. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. I know that with Paulie Malignaggi, he went to Conor McGregor's camp at the same time, and he didn't mind us helping out, and then he got abused. It's like these people, you come to help these people, and they're taking advantage of you. And I'm glad that you spoke out against it. And more power to you. I really wish that you get your shot and you get looked after in boxing. You deserve it, man, because you sound like an honest, hardworking guy. And you know what I'm saying. And then we wish the best for you, bro. And and we definitely look to try and catch up as this story unfolds, because I tell you what, the story will unfold, because listen, bro, when I heard Young Pharaoh and I was listening to it, bro, everyone reposted that video everywhere. Everyone was like, what? Because the thing is, it's well and done you're talking, and I wish you could have the audio of Ben Davis, but you actually got Ben Davis threatening you. I mean, like the audio is the murder, bro. That's a murder. So everything you're saying is corroborates with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So whether people in a district, if they don't believe it, check on Young Pharaoh's interview, hear the audio, and then you can make your assumption. But everything you've said, you've actually opened up more information, especially about Tyson Fury's book, where he's got his diary about some of the stuff he's been doing. I mean, you got anything else you might want to add on that book, yeah? Or you just want to keep that?
Yeah. Just like he just talked about his insecurities, about what he's bad at, about his like looks. He hates that he's fat. He's a fat bitch. He hates that he's fat.
Hey.
But he does it to himself because he binge eats and binge drinks and does cocaine. Like Tyson Fury said, not Tyson Fury. Mike Tyson said it best. He's like, there's nothing worse than a fat cokehead. Like, where's a fat cokehead at? Like you're a cokehead and you're fat. Like, there's nothing. It doesn't get worse than that. Like, and then like the point is that you're in a position where you can do great things and give back to the people, and you're not under pressure of people like trying to break you down or trying to like the society wants to see you win, wants to see you build up, and you're just gonna go ahead and cheat and be insecure about how you look. You're a grown ass man. You want to talk about the shit, how you look and your tactics, your little gypsy. Now, I gotta save that though for when we fight. I gotta save that gypsy formula for when we fight. So I'm in his ass. I know all his secrets.
Yo, let me ask you a question. I'm surprised that you know so much about the travelers. We over here, we don't really use that word. It's kind of a slur, so we use the word traveler.
Fuck all them traveling ass motherfuckers.
No, but how do you know about how do you know so much about the traveling community? Because I was like, yo, you know quite a bit, bro. You know quite
because I do my research. I'm not like just some dumb American who's just gonna go somewhere. I'm not like the rest of America. I'm not like, I tell myself how to talk proper. I used to talk with slang, but I tell myself how to talk proper so I can communicate to different range of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out about the gypsies and what they do and stuff, like how they came up in life, basically like pirates. They basically came up like pirates and inbreeding themselves in families, like fucking each other's family members, and they live in a trailer park. But Tyson Fury doesn't. That's why the gypsies don't like him. The gypsies don't like him. And even that farmer guy, I think he's a gypsy too.
Yeah. He's Go on.
Yes, exactly. The gypsies don't like him, and people from Ireland don't even like him.
Wow.
And so that talks for itself. I mean, use your people. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Take what I said, and test what I'm saying as facts. If I'm lying, test it. Test it. Look up what I'm saying, my statements, and test it. If I'm wrong, hey, what the fuck? I'll stop talking about it right now if I'm wrong. But everything I said, if it's a lie, then hey, prove me wrong, motherfucker, because I'm not wrong about shit. I wouldn't speak about nothing confidently if I was wrong in it. I don't do that. I'm not that type of person.
Yo, I was gonna say, you sure you can't play the interview, because you see the thing is about Young Pharaoh. There's a lot of guys, because Young Pharaoh's made a lot of videos about Tyson Fury. The boxing community kind of shuns him. They don't. But with me, it's different. I actually do interviews and everything. Like people take me very seriously, right? So you know what I mean? Like they won't go over on his channel and listen. So if you could play the audio of Ben Davis, I think that would the cement everything. Because for me, it didn't matter. Like I was listening to you. Yeah, if you could play the audio, because a lot of people when they listen to it, I was listening to you and I was like, wow, this is some good stuff. But when you play the audio, yo, bro, there's no doubt in my mind that everything you said at that point, they smacked it. If you play the audio right now for the people listening, the audio will just cement everything the man's saying, because you can hear Ben Davis threatening him and stuff like that. But why would Ben Davis be threatening him if my man Nicholas wouldn't be telling the truth, right? So go ahead.
I got it. The audio. I don't know. Let me know if you can hear it. But yeah, so basically I showed him the gloves. He said we use 18-ounce Everlast gloves. See, he even says it. So people do the research. So in the video, the comments he says that Tyson Fury's use different gloves for sparring. I got Ben Davison on camera right now saying we use 10-ounce Everlast gloves. So that's a lie already.
Well, you could. Are you gonna play the audio, or you're just gonna write it out, or you're just gonna read it out?
No, I'm gonna play the audio. I'll play the audio right now. How about that? But basically, I feel about the gloves. I tell him about the gloves. I comment on one of these pictures. He deletes my comment off the picture because I said I'm the reason why Tyson fired your bitch ass. I said that, and he's like, "You're blowing yourself a piss, mate. And you better knock it the fuck off." And then he deleted the comment. He didn't comment on nobody else's comment on that picture. So.
They're gonna play the audio right now. Let me see if we can hear this. Yeah, the audio. Let me see. I can't hear anything. Are you playing it? I think you might be playing it. Let me see. I think you might be playing it, but I don't think I could hear it. Nah. That's a shame, man. Because I'm gonna have to go to Young. Nah, I didn't hear nothing, no. I didn't hear nothing, bro. Nah, it ain't coming out.
Huh?
Nah, it's not coming out. It's not coming out. Are you doing it on your? Are you doing it on the same phone? Is it the same phone you're using?
Yeah. Can I record it real quick and then play it over again?
Yeah, that'd be cool. You could if you could record it. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. You do that.
I'm gonna record the first one. I'm gonna record them one by one and send it to you one by one.
Oh, that'd be really good. And I'll play it for everyone listening, because the audio cements everything. This puts everything capsulated in the whole package. And the thing is, I've gave for people listening the whole background of this man, the whole background of where he's come from, what happened to Stage and Fury, the sparring, and everything capsulated, and where he wants to go in the future, and where how he's been treated. So you get a whole round picture of to make an assessment, and that for making an assessment already to me, listening to it, Tyson's untrustworthy, and the evidence is overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me. I mean, the stuff that's been put out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's not good, bro. It's not good. You know what I mean? It's not good. It's not healthy. And for the people in the UK, stuff like that, they don't like stuff like that, man. No one likes stuff like that.
I got one of his voice messages. You want to hear it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, hold on. All right. Here goes one.
Okay.
You hear that?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right. I'm gonna do another one. This is one where he tries to like threaten me, kind of.
So on that one, he's saying pick the phone up. He's telling Ben Davis is telling you to pick the phone up, right?
Yeah, because he keeps on calling my phone. Because I try to, and if you see the comments before, I sent him so much messages trying to get a hold of him. I was like, "What's up, Ben? Where are you at? Yo, Ben, I left at one of his things. He never messaged me." And then I said, "Call him a fucking cheater." Now he wants to message me.
Mm-hmm.
So. But then he said, pick the phone up, and then I'm going to record the other one right now.
Okay. Yeah. So he's going through the messages. This is after they found out about the cheating with the gloves. So he's trying to have a conversation, and then obviously do with obviously the money, and do with how Towie got treated in the camp with Tyson Fury after the cheating. So Ben Davis finally, he's trying to say pick the phone up and stuff like that. But I can understand. I wouldn't want to pick the phone up either. Like, you wouldn't want to pick the phone up either. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's another one. Here's another one. He claimed me for making threats. I didn't make any threats against him, and then he.
Yeah, that one sounded a bit clear. It sounded like it was what, two voices talking over each other on that one.
Oh, because you were talking here. I'm just gonna try to record. Can I get like 2 minutes real quick?
Yeah. You go on mute. You go on thing and let's get the whole thing, and then we could just record and then we just wrap up. No problem. Because I feel like the audio for everyone listening is enough. Because everyone in the chat is like, yo, yeah, I want to hear the audio. Because they won't go over to Young Ferry. I know they won't. That's right. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'll get it for him. I'll get it for him right now. Get it for him. I'm recording him right now. So
yeah, that'd be good. Because you know what I'm saying. For anyone, a lot of people feel like, oh, yeah, he's just crying wolf over there. Not necessarily, man. The glove gate, what everyone's talking about is like, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna record it so I can't. So you can't.
Okay, so he's just doing recording right now, so you guys can hopefully can get nice and clear. I've been
one more.
Okay, no problem. So these are recordings of Ben Davis. Yeah.
I can't record it. I can't record it off my phone if you keep on talking. But I can record them and then send them to you.
I got you. I got you. I need to be quiet for about. Okay, I got you. I need to be quiet for a good while while you're doing it. That's why. Okay, all right, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Hold on. Yeah, just 2 minutes.
Okay, while he's doing that, yeah. I could talk right now because I put him on mute. I put myself on mute anyway. So he's doing recording right now, and we can get more evidence, and then we're just gonna wrap up, right? But boy, this is some breaking stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? EJ Boston Live exclusive. Make sure you sub if you ain't sub already. Thumbs the video up, and we keep going, man. You guys make your decision. Make your own decision, bro, of what you think's going on. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury guilty, not guilty. By the audios of Ben Davis threatening him. Why is he threatening him if he's not guilty?
All right, 2 more.
Yeah. If he's not guilty, why is Ben Davis threatening my man Nicholas Asbury? He's threatening him, right? Because they've done something shady. You're here on the audio, clear as day. Now, if you like I said to Young Pharaoh has
all right, one more.
Yeah, he's recording it right now because what happened, I was talking over when he was recording it. So he's gonna play it and he's gonna explain it, and then we're gonna wrap up. You guys make your conclusion.
All right, I got the whole thing. I'm about to play it now.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
I'm not going to keep going. We've been over this. But you make, do not, mark my words, do not, I'm not the one trying to cause a problem, but you cause a problem, trust me, you're judging a book by its cover, and you're making a big mistake. Do not keep making threats. I've let it go, but I'm not a silly cunt, right? Because if you want a problem, be a big man and say it, and we'll see how much of a problem you get. Or, you can forget about it, it's up to you. So you either drop it and stop keep doing what you're doing, or you want a problem. Which one is it? Because if you want a problem, be a big man and say it, and we'll see how much of a problem you get.
All right, 2 more.
Right, man. Let me explain something to you. You ain't shit before you keep trying to threaten families, this, that, and the other. So you're saying that you want a problem, because trust me, you get a problem quicker than you can fart. You silly cunt. So what you want? Is it that you want a problem?
All right, one more.
Yes, you will, my man. You'll see it soon. Look forward to it. Enjoy.
Yeah, those are audios, and I got messages of him like threatening me. I got confirmation that he said the gloves were the confirmation that he said he was going to compensate me for the gloves. He's telling me to drop the gloves. I needed to download my WhatsApp app so I could get those messages. But basically, yeah, he's sitting there threatening me and shit. And he got fired because of me. And then when he got fired because of me, I set it on a picture. And then this is when he messaged me all that.
Good gosh. And that's what he messaged you all the information, all that, right?
Yeah, that's when he messaged me the audio, and I told him I just want my money. I don't even want no more than that. And before these messages, like after we're done talking about how the gloves are fucked up, I was like, okay, man, thanks, I appreciate you. Tyson's one of my brothers, and he's just saying, he just called me a cunt. He said, do some research before you talk. He called me boring, a clown. He called my family. He said my family is in shit. He said, "Oh, come to me and come see me and do something bad to me, my people." So that's your guy's God, Ben Davison. There, people. That's your guy's God, Ben Davison. You heard it first on Nicholas Asbury DM. Thank you.
Good gosh. Well, Nicholas the Terror Asbury. It's been a pleasure. The Terror. It's been a pleasure, man. You rep right. It's been a pleasure, bro. And you know what? Hey, for anyone else looking to catch up to get this exclusive, you can catch him on obviously Instagram, and they'll catch you on Facebook or Instagram, or where else can catch you? Instagram, Facebook. Or
Facebook or Instagram for now. I need to stay off Twitter because I talk too much.
Yeah, right. You can catch him up, and you guys can follow up if you want your exclusive interview. Hit him up. Obviously, be respectful and try to get an interview. We really appreciate that, and I definitely look forward to following your story from this point onwards. It's a pleasure to talk to you, man. You seem an honest guy, hardworking guy, and everyone wants you to get what you want out of boxing, man. So it's been a great time talking to you, man. I really appreciate it, bro. Last closing words.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys too. Thank you.
All right.
Love to the UK. All love. I love y'all. Don't like the Traveler, which y'all don't like either. If you guys want that Traveler to be gone, I'm the spray. I'm Traveler to be gone. You want that gypsy out of your front yard with that traveling van? I'm going to remove that shit.
Yo, thanks, Nicholas, man. You take care, my friend. Talk to you soon.
All right, you too.
God bless, man. Bye. Yo, there he is, man. There he is, man. EJ Boxing Live exclusive, straight after young Pharaoh Ali. You can check out his interview. So this is the following the reaction after it, and like, bro, you heard for yourself. That's Ben Davis. I ain't need to say nothing no more, man. I mean, the interview for me, especially, I like to give a whole room background, not only about the glove, the glove situation, glove gate, but also the background of the man you're talking to, and where his head's at, man. And you guys, I think you guys will make up your decision. You know what I mean? PMC's been saying it. A lot of people been saying it. Tyson Fury, he'd been cheating for a minute, and bro, this adds on to the case that YouTube, especially us over in YouTube, we're gonna make a decision. Is Tyson Fury guilty or not guilty of what he's doing? Doesn't matter how his boxing career going. That's how we gonna remember him, bro. So man, it's sad, bro. Wilder needs to change stuff in his camp if he feels like it. And as you said, it'd be good if you brought Nicholas into his camp, man. You know what I'm saying? Nicholas could help him because Nicholas seems very knowledgeable, man. Hopefully he gets in contact with Al Heyman. If you guys know Al Heyman, getting the knowledge, I'd pass it down to him, man. Get him in top with Al Heyman and get that propping, bro. I think I'm gonna have to pull some strings actually to try and get that happen, man. And that's it, man. I'm EJ Boxing Live, man. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up, yeah. ABR, big up, first time coming on the shop on the chat. Big up, man, PMC King. Big up to Rafi. Big up to Rafi, Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Big up to BG London. Big up to all you guys in the chat. Big up to my man SSB28 and all the other guys who contributed in the chat, man. I'm my band Unbiased or Biased Boxing. You know what I'm saying? Big up to man Lossy donated. Yeah, the man Lossy's D punching out. Hey, make sure you sub to his TV, man. I'll play here and make sure you sub to his channel. Also, big up to PMC. Sub to PMC channel. And my man Raphael Dawkins. Yeah, if you ain't subbed, make sure you sub there, man. Keep the thumbs up. We keep boxing talking. You know what I'm trying to say? Stay safe in this cholera situation. Make sure you look after yourself and your families. And I'll catch you guys very soon. Take care. Peace.